Hello, welcome back. Today I have a bleak Belgian horror slash thriller from 2014 called Alleluia. This was directed by Fabrice Duels and centers on a depraved, murderous couple who scam single women to collect insurance money. This story was very loosely based on the real-life crimes of Martha Beck and Raymond Fernandez, two pieces of shit who preyed on vulnerable young women who needed a place to stay. They would post ads in the newspaper seeking roommates. The difference is that in this film, the couple target older women. So like I tend to do, I'm going to be giving a basic plot summary with minimal spoilers. Well, they're not spoilers. I'm going to be giving context, but I'll be leaving out a lot because I don't want to ruin the film, so don't worry. Lola Dueñas plays Gloria, a single mother who works in a morgue. She seems to lead a dull, boring life, and her friend convinces her to try online dating one day. So the friend comes over, sets up a profile for her, and they come across Michel's profile. Michel is played by Laurent Lucas. We're shown a creepy scene of him rehearsing how he's gonna charm Gloria. He has a picture of her taped to a mirror, and he repeats the same few lines over and over. Then, he does a black magic spell for things to work in his favor. On their date, he charms her, but it's an awkward scene because he's very unctuous. He ends up spending the night, and he continues to rope her in with his affection and sexual appetite the following morning. After she does him a huge favor, he ghosts her and she's devastated, but instead of moving on and having self-respect, she sets out to find him. She goes to different clubs, shows the bouncers his pictures, and she's redirected to a club where she catches him in a compromising situation. She confronts him, but he ends up manipulating her into feeling pity. He explains to her why he was in the club. He's a scammer who preys on single women, but he assures her that he feels nothing for them. Gloria, being the desperate, obsessed woman she is, tells him that he can keep doing what he needs to do. She'll stay by his side. So they begin scamming older women by pretending to be siblings and lodging in separate rooms of their houses. Despite the jealousy these scams provoke in Gloria, every scam seems to bring them closer. That is, until Michel sets his sights on a more attractive woman. I think this movie was pretty good. I would recommend it, but it's nothing spectacular. I was expecting something a lot sadder and dark, but this couple was so rash, and I obviously felt pity for their victims, but they'd be murdered so impulsively, and this didn't allow me to feel attached to the characters. You're basically jolted from act to act. It's split into 4. When Michel tells Gloria what he does for a living, he reveals a dark secret about his childhood, and it sheds light on his psyche, but that's not done for Gloria. I mean, she tells him that she'd been married before meeting him, but I wanted to know more about her and why she behaved so strangely. Her character could have been fleshed out a lot better, and I actually would have appreciated that. We see nuance to Michel and a slightly human side to him eventually, but Gloria just devolves into a heartless maniac by the end. To me, this movie depicted a relationship between a sociopathic man and a woman with extreme borderline personality disorder. Well, comorbidity, borderline personality disorder and antisocial personality disorder. I really fucking hate how people, especially women with BPD, are portrayed in the media. I know and love 2 people with this disorder, and it tends to be very misrepresented. Women with this condition tend to be portrayed as stalkery, sex-crazed, homicidal psychos, and this stigma really needs to end. I know the whole scandal with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard solidified it, but I'm over it. This is a disorder that runs on a spectrum. It's like autism. You know, there are people with autism who don't have the ability to speak and are intellectually impaired, but then there are other people who have it, and it's pretty much imperceptible until they make it known. Same thing. But anyway, yeah. It was really unnerving to see Gloria have these explosive rages and fits of jealousy. I wanted to know what shaped her into the woman she became. We see a human side to her when she interacts with her daughter, but these moments are rare, and She prioritized her relationship with Michel over theirs, so what we got for the most part was a twisted, selfish bitch. The acting was solid, the score was creepy, but this movie doesn't really bring anything new to this type of story. There's a moment where Gloria breaks into song, and I know the director was trying to do something different, but it just felt awkward and cringy. When I read the synopsis on IMDb, passionate forays into the dark arts were mentioned, but this is misleading. You're not going to see much of that. There are 2 brief scenes, and then another where they do a frenzied naked dance in front of a fire. Also pretty cringe. And yeah, that's about it. Some of the movie stills I'd seen on Google had a Gaspar Noé vibe to them, so I was expecting more neon luridness, but there isn't much of that either. There were a few interesting shots and angles that worked well to tell the story, like it felt very obsessive and claustrophobic at times. The lighting isn't great, and I feel like a lot more technical things could have been done to compensate. The ending was disappointing and confusing. I'd recommend this to Gaspar Noé fans. He's one of my favorite directors because I'm a sicko and I just love feeling miserable. I'd also recommend this to anyone who's watched and enjoyed new French extremity films. I have a few upcoming reviews for films that fall under this umbrella, so stay tuned. Super messed up. I'll give this 3.5 stars. Thank you for joining me. Till next time.